happening there. So I want you to listen to this very well. Let us get the update that is happening, make use of it, and then be able to reason and compare to things that we are seeing. Nigeria is not working, will never work. It doesn't matter how you pretend about it. And every single video we play here proves the fact that Nigeria is irredeemable. Judging from their governance, from their police, from their military, their economy, everything that has to do with it is a failure. And there is no step to make things right. When I play video from the conventional media, it is to confirm every single thing we have been saying all this while. So let us listen and hear what they have to say here.
Welcome back to the program. Former head of state that Nigeria did not fall under my watch and its present country. The country still will not fall despite current pressures. Launching his autobiography, My Life of Duty and an Agent, and one framed national survivor as a test of leadership warning against do or die politics and alleging that a Biafran leader, Joko, wants to mortgage Biafra's wealth to the Rothschild family for $10 million to sustain the session. And of course, same particular conversation making rounds for some hours now. And away from that particular one, article lobbies echoed Gowon's resilience team, but from an opposition and telling the Tinubu government it cannot break Nigeria into a single party dictatorship. The US Fed said it will brave the Trump administration and Congress on alleged intimidation of critics, citing ex-governor Nasir El-Rufai and businessman John Olatunde Ayeni as example of institution under strain. And meanwhile, Jonathan is being declared today as the sole 2027 PDP aspirant by the Kabiru Turaki-led faction. This actually linked Gowon's oath to a present challenge. You know, he called the memo in living testimony and said that during this particular moment of crisis, that truly need to distinguish men from boys, suggesting Nigerian survival depending on steady leadership. All right, don't also forget that Peter Obi has been cleared as well to contest, from that of the NDC, the Nigerian Democratic Congress. He was actually, if it was a free flow for him, and no one actually, opposed him to be precise. So, and if that is the case, let's come to where Amechi is rested now. Amechi has also mentioned some things, and don't forget that particular hook where we'll be, putting our tent on. Don't do politics of do or die after. Now, Amechi also said he can give a ticket for the ADC's ticket. It's meaning Atiku's poor electability despite a strong primary record. He also called Tinubu tribalist and argued that he, Atiku, or Obi would govern better, adding that the May 25 ADC primary would be another test of whether Nigeria's democracy holds. This is between him and Atiku, and of course, every other person in the 2027, political fray. When I'm being joined, I'll be by Mr. David Franco, season reporter and political analyst. Welcome on board.
Thank you for having me.
And of course, I will also be joined by Mr. Kundai Moma, social and political commentator. Welcome on board. All right, let me pick it up from you, Mr. David. Go on. Coming out today to talk about the Biafra era and saying that the country fall under his watch, it will fall now, and trying to bring Ojukwu into the frame that he tried, taking the eastern resources to some, said family, just like he said. What's your take as you can say?
Now, let me start with the Gowon's narrative that because Nigeria didn't break its time, or Nigeria didn't fall its time, that it's not likely to fall. But the outlook of the country at that time, the indices at that time, the pages that existed at that time is not what is present today. Before the Civil War, we were just coming out of regional government to have states, the regions balkanized. And so the fault lines were not apparent at that time. And so there was this still, the vestiges of the regional era, which ended with the January 15, 1966 coup, was still not really on ground. So, at the creation of 12 states, the western region was balkanized and the severed Midwest, which is now Edo and Delta, from the West. And some other states were also created. Now, at that time, the Igbo man, the Yoruba man, the Hausa man, despite the bitterness of the war, they still could find means of relating to each other without deep-seated animosity and fear amongst these groups. But it's not the same thing as today. Today, the Yoruba man is considered an enemy to an Igbo man. The Igbo man is an enemy to a Yoruba man. The Hausas are seen from the corner of our eyes as Southerners, as being too pompous and, breathing down our necks through the terrorists, the bandits, and kidnappers. So, a lot has happened between when the war ended 56 years ago and now. The war was between 1967 and 1970. And so, after the war, a lot of things had happened. There was further creation of state to 19, from 19 to 21, and today we have 36 states. Abuja, Lagos was the headquarters of the capital of Capital. Today, Abuja is the capital. And so, a lot of things are happening.
In as much as some people are also hinting that it might come back to Lagos.
Well, it's not likely to happen anyway. But, you see, with all these indices that are present, we cannot hold on to that first unity that happened before, during, and after the war. Nigerians are beginning to say, what is in this first unity? Why are we still together if we cannot cohabit without fear, without any primordial sentiment tearing us apart? And so, I just hope that Gowon will not have heartache if what he felt will not happen while he's still alive. Because he's in his late 80s now. God willing, he could live up to 100 or more. We have a passion. He's there. He was 100 years old last week. So, if plus or minus, Gowon happens to live beyond now, only God knows what will happen. Because the rate at which these kidnappers, these terrorists, are dealing with us in the southern part of the country it's something that may lead to massive resentment, massive pushback that will further tear the fragile fabric of this country together. Because today, they are now in the south. In Imo State, they beheaded 3 women. What would women do that warrant? We're not at war. People are at war. There are some rules of engagement. Look at that teacher, innocent teacher, that probably was looking forward to working and retiring to bliss. Now look at the way he was decapitated. And imagine how those children will live for the rest of their life, those who are in captivity, and saw that gory incident happen right before them. I'm sure that it will take, if they are finally rescued, it will take months of psychotherapy for them to be able to cope with what they have experienced in the last 5 days or so. So, it could be, for me, I consider it as wishful thinking. That the one says, Nigeria, you cannot even force all these things on.
Okay. Now, I understand that you've actually touched, different parts of this conversation, but there is one you've not. In as much as I don't know if you saw the video of Sheikh Gumi 3 days ago,
Yes, sir.
where he said that the bandits are going nowhere. Rated him. He said the bandits are going nowhere. We learn to live, with them, and we learn to live because we are with us. Yeah. We actually saw that video.
Yes, I saw it.
Big round, and I'm just surprised. In some other time, he wouldn't officially, publicly, make such assertions, and the government will just allow you to keep, moving around. But sir, I'd like to respond to that of the Biafra revelation that Gowon mentioned before I come to Mr. Lawal. One alleges that Ojukwu mortgaged a Biafra millionaire to child family. How significant is this claim? Or at least writing civil war issue? And what evidence would be needed?
Some of us were just being winning over our mother's family plan. I was just about 6 years old when we came. So we may not know the veracity, and I'm sure that in the days ahead, a lot of people will react to such statements, and I'm sure that a lot of people. I'm even eager to get a hold of that copy, read, and then be able to have informed commentary on the book. But this one that has been extracted, $10 million in exchange for mineral resources. If it is true, it is also legitimate war. That's why they say all is fair in war. If Nigerian government could go get cash, maybe from road change or whatever, when Obama decided not to give us arms to fight Boko Haram, and we had to move to South Africa to get arms and ammunition from black market. It's our money. Was it budgeted for? But the exigency will make us do it. So if Ojukwu, prosecuting a war that he wants to win, decides to use that particular fund, that mineral resource, after all, it's owned by them, to use it to prosecute that war for an expected end, then I don't think anything is wrong in Ojukwu using his resources to prosecute a war for his own people at that time. The exigency, don't forget the fact that some of us are now, we were in the federal side. But Ojukwu, the first law of nature is self-preservation. And in the course of preserving yourself, you use what you have to get what you want. The Biafrans are not complaining that they use their resources to prosecute a war. So why is the war? How much did we spend during the war? Was it budgeted? Was it anticipated? But the federal government has to spend. Are we sure that if we go to the flip side of the story, that Gowon didn't borrow money? And what was the collateral used to borrow money to prosecute the war? The Russians were supplying arms and ammunition. The West were supplying arms and ammunition for us to be able to have that war. And so, what are we talking about? It shouldn't be an issue at all. It shouldn't be an issue for this cause. Okay.
You see, when I say Gowon will die a very painful death, Just like Mazi Samareko said that Chukwu Okikabem will keep him until he sees this Biafra that he doesn't want to survive to survive. That man is unrepentant idiot. Unrepentant idiot. And he is going to die a painful death. Even at his old age, he doesn't want to repent. After lying, things he could not say when our eternal leader was alive. He could not offer interview. He could not speak anywhere. And today he's coming to make accusation against our eternal leader. And just like this man said, who cares if he use our money, resources to borrow money, to prosecute a war? And then what? What business of yours is that? If Ojukwu sold our resources and collected money for that, what business of yours is that? The whole world, the entire world knew that the father of Ojukwu was the richest man in Africa then. The richest man, a man that was able to borrow Nigeria a vehicle to entertain the queen when she came. So when this idiot that will die a painful death begin to accuse our eternal leader, now you see, that is how they roll. This is the nonsense he wrote on his book. After how many years, our eternal leader wrote his book, offered interview, have many video interview that he offered. But today, in the absence of our eternal leader, you want to tell a lie that we have scripts and evidence against. This same Gowon was an idiot who stole Nigerian money and ran to Britain. Gowon stole Nigerian money and ran to Britain after he was overthrown. And you have the guts to accuse our eternal leader, who was trying to protect his people and defend his people, of using the money. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This man, I don't know. God, I don't know the kind of hell. I don't know the type of hell Chukwu Okikabem will prepare for you. I don't know the kind of hell Chukwu Okikabem will prepare for you. Idiot.
And just like you said, my biggest problem as regards to some statement like this coming from elder statement.
Elder statement, my food.
We don't even know which of the history that can be corrected or that is even correct as you speak, because whenever everyone is to write their personal memory now, what they put there is not what we're told.
Why didn't he write his own when his fellow people who were there were alive?
Asking the question, why they kill it? And it's looking like they're even forcing it. All Nigerians actually believe that this is what this is what the real story is. But let me come to you, Mr. Lawa. You actually heard what Gowon said as regards to do or die, and it is looking like one now with everyone in the fray now. We have the ruling party, President Clement Tinubu, we have Atibabaka, we have Nnamdi, we have Peter Obi, we also have President Jonathan. All of them now saying that they want to contest for the highest seat in the land. And they didn't stop there, of course, in as much as we still touch every other person in the conversation. Atiku paid the lobbies company to make his name very public. And it didn't stop there. Now he has actually told his lobbies, and that particular US lobbyist firm has accused the Tinubu government of a single party dictatorship, and not only that, that they will be briefing the Congress and Donald Trump. I don't know how effective can external lobbies, be in shaping Nigerians at 2027 general election. Would they really have, power over our own election here? External lobbies have influence in the election. So I'm listening. Remember a lot of things that happened during the time of the Trump election. They said Russia has it. So it happens like that. There are ways by which you do this influence. You pay people who speak narration to certain people who have influences, and then the narration spreads to their members, and then the decision to vote will now be influenced. So it can happen again. It happens even in the military time. So are you saying that the lobbies would actually make 2027 a political a way to change based on what the US will be doing? Is that what you're saying? Are they going to overturn results?
No,
are they going to come? How would they do it?
No, it's not.
It's change the election.
See, it's not to overturn.
I just want to know.
No,
how would they come in?
It's not about overturning. It's about influencing the powers that be. The people who have influence in your system, they influence their mind, either against you or for you. Because nobody is an island, no matter how mathematical you are. You can't do everything alone. You still need people. You still send people an errand. You still commit people to some functions. And then these people they have the right to betray you. They have the right to either follow you or betray you. Why you trust them along the line, it changed. Remember the case of Awolowo during their time. Awolowo, Zik, and Baba Liwa. You see how the whole thing changed. So that is what they call influencers. They influence the people who have decisions among them. There are some people in which people will simply follow them, whatever they say. So if they tell you this is what you need to do, you see people without thinking, they just follow them like that. These are people they stick to. And then it can influence the majority and the squad that what people at your back. So that's why everybody is all over the world, including across board, whether military, government, whether civilian, when people recently got across.
Now, coming to the issue of the Gowon thing, what he said
is his fear. I don't think it's an assurance. It's a fear. It's like indirectly talking to Nigerian powerful politicians and influencers that be careful. This thing might fall in your hands. That's what I believe he's trying to say.
That's what you think?
Yeah, because what we have now is not like Mr. Fadimo said. It's not like what it was then. Then we have one common end. We all have focus on what they know. Among themselves, they do business, but they have one common, that is, we want to get the White House. They have a common front, and it seems to want to move together. But now we are totally disorganized. The middle belt wants to stand there. I even wonder how did they come to call the North Central, because it's only here that I see North at the outskirts of a place. It's supposed to be at the center now. When you say center, if you say North Central, it's supposed to be at the center of the northern states. But you see it in between the west, the east, and the north. So that can't be central. It's supposed to be middle belt or mid Nigeria. But why is it called central? Now those people are waking up now that they, for calling us central, north. You are putting us under yourself. We are supposed to be middle belt and standard. They are coming up now. Now, some people are crying because of this terrorists, expanding with impunity and decimating and taking lives, innocent lives, across board, better the military, and they don't take prisoners. So they have their agenda. Everybody is running all over the place. You have the issue of the economy, so many other things. So that stability of them is not what we have now.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Law, for that particular one. Let me bring it back to you. Now, of course, in as much as also respond to the intervention, let's what that Trump and Congress administration can actually, if at all they get involved as regards to the sovereignty information for Nigeria. But I would also like to do this actually clear as regards to the PDP and the Turkey faction gave me a waiver, and he said, he's being the deputy governor, he's been governor, moving to vice president and president, so we don't need to actually screen. What's your take as regards to Jonathan entering into the race?
See, the coming of Jonathan making politicians where that been without very asked and move as quickly as possible. The entrance of Jonathan is forced to counter. Why am I saying so? Peter Obi has assured that he was only going to spend 4 years. But given the antecedent of Jonathan and some other politicians that the Northerners feel they cannot outdo another Jonathan. Jonathan gave them his word that he was going to complete 2 years of Yaradua and 1 term, that he was not going to contest in 2000. But he came on strong against that conventional gentleman and ran for that election. They are now having a feeling that can we trust P2B? Because P2B has constitutional right to 2 terms in office. And so they are looking at which one do we do? Do we take the risk, vote P2B, become president, or we use Jonathan, who is constitutionally barred from contesting after the first time that will end in 31. That's why they are bringing Jonathan to the fray. And Jonathan, as we speak, is also not too sure that he wants to run. And also, Jonathan is a very smart politician. People underrate him. You know what he did when Alamisiel had his trouble? He was running and hiding as if he doesn't want to be governor. He was actually interested in being the governor. But he wanted this optical value of saying, no, I resisted, I was forced on it. Now he's playing the same game now.
If you're saying that the North are being skeptical, which of course it is looking like that they have a decisive mindset at speed. So where did that of Kwankwaso's speech come from? Kwankwaso said that the reason why he has decided to be running mate with Peter Obi is because the North have actually told him that they're in support of Obi, and he said he should be a running mate. And as a matter of fact, that Obi is a man of integrity. Since he has agreed to the justice, that everybody in the North is actually supporting. But of course, we're also surprised when Aminu Tambua, the former Sokoto governor, also came out to say that the North are not in support of them. See, that's why I say. So we're surprised now. But if Kwankwaso can actually make this, and you saw it 2 days ago when he went back to Kanu, you saw about 5 million Bambusias movement came out to welcome. And I think that was when it showed shades at the governor, and the governor responded that he's not a boy. So if the North, with what Kwankwaso is showing us, clear that the North are behind Obi, so where are we still getting the situation of it's not all the North?
You see, the issue of Kwankwaso showing 5 million. Well, that arena be that 5 million. It's not true.
So the now sea of cloud that we saw that day, are you saying that if they give a proper head count, if it's not up to
what it means to have 5 million
people
one arena? So and you have to clear the whole of Ikeja also onto the island to be able to contain 5 million.
So you're already saying they are indirectly rigging even the head count.
No, the point you see the point is you can see the divergent opinion. It's just like when a boxer wants to fight, the way he will mesmerize his opponent, the opponent will even throw in the towel before the fight. It's not man enough. But the point is, Kwankwaso was just trying to showcase himself and saying that he has the ears and the eyes of the North. But immediately, somebody who is also as strong as he is, Tambua, also countered him. Said, no, this is not true. So you cannot see that. They are just playing chess game. Okay. Between now and end of the month, you know, Jonathan is also smart. He allowed himself an escape route. If the signals are not right for him to push further, he will say, well, I am not even aware. I don't know why they are pushing me. After all, you cannot shave my head, my absence. So I was not there. How did they conduct the primary? How did they arrive at my name and all that? And since I'm not bothered, just practically without death to his image. But if the optics are right, he will throw in the hat in the ring. Okay. I want to come.
Mr. Lawa, let me come to you. I think at some point we have to suspect Mr. If it's also a spokesman for Jonathan. Because the pattern is looking clearer on the daily basis. Now, Mr. Lawa, let me come to you. Obi actually, came out part of both in the NDC, and nobody's, it tends to be the only aspirant. Nobody's even coming out to say, oh no, I want to come out to be president. He is the only person. And this is actually a free flow for him. What would you say as regards to this? Because some people actually made that same comment. When articles come, actually, Daily Momodu has also said, people in APC have also said that Obi usually run away from primaries. He doesn't like primaries at all. Just like we called it a ready-made food kind of ticket. And the PRP also mentioned, Baba Mendy also mentioned that statement that they were the first that Obi actually came to us at the time. But when they said they are not giving Obi and Baba so automatic tickets, that they don't do such politics, that was why they left and moved to that NDC. Unopposed, presidential ticket. What's the take as well?
One thing I'm saying God to God. Now, one thing is this. Nobody wants to take it and nobody wants to. And the biggest thing is that get it. Like I said initially, before you joined ADC, there must have been some things on the team. He was a kick his time. It's not a child. It's a teenager. It's an 8 years. Of so and he contested. So it's not a baby. Now, something was given to him, and then maybe his supporters believe that no, you have opportunity of becoming the presidential candidate. Why not try and down this platform since you are also popular? And he believed that if I stay with ADC, I cannot match their tactics. Financially, I may not be able to match it. And it's all the trend in Nigerian politics that money usually many times dictates the direction of events. And he believe I don't have such an amount. I'm already seeing my weaknesses. And so he took a giant step, a decision, and went to a platform he believes his money, he won't spend so much. And then he got it. So it's a wise decision for him to get what he wants because he said he wants to be on the ballot. Some of his supporters want him to be on the ballot. And then he's on the ballot.
So you're coming in from the point of if he wanted this and he went and had to get it. As at the time, he was actually saying that he was ready for the primary. He just wanted to be free and fair. Now, we talk about democracy. Let's talk about internal party democracy. If we have such situation where when the leaders of the party announce that tickets have been zoned to the south, for proper, free and fair primaries, we're meant to have other people. He's not the only person in NDC that wants to be president.
But there's something that you forgot.
Perhaps there's something.
If you have primaries, when you have more than one aspirant,
That's what I'm saying.
if nobody's coming out,
That's my question. So what did they do to make people not come out?
No, did anybody come out to complain that they did
None.
We didn't get compared to APC now?
Okay.
Look at the case of APC.
I think Mr. David is actually working for 2 men today. Peter Obi and Jonathan. Now let me come.
No, it's just.
So let me come now.
Mathematics.
No, of course, but you know the opposition party are also saying that, including that of Atiku scam that he just left, that always running away from primaries. He doesn't like primaries. He likes a ready-made food for him.
Yeah. You know that average is not going to do. You remember he said that?
He mentioned it.
He said it's not contested.
He mentioned it.
And later he now said no. And then they will be comfortable.
Yeah, he found minister. He mentioned that.
Suddenly his voice started coming out.
So I think I need to expand what Mr. Lily said. He said at some point, you understand, some politicians will actually be watching the whole system. If it's looking like, oh, this particular thing is looking good, they will come in. If it's looking like the thing is not going to look good, they'll just tell and say, I was not part of this, I didn't even make such statement. Now let me come to you.
I'm not even sure if Jonathan still has the
card. They said he still has. They said he has.
But they have not come out to
so fashion actually said he still has. Now, not only that, you know, wrapping up the conversation. Mr. Dele, I would like you to give us clarity. Now, I mentioned called Atiku Abubakar. He said very good at winning primaries, but poor at electability. You know, so
well, he's just expressing his fear. He knows that primaries are likely won, except now that we have consensus and whatever.
Are you against consensus candidates?
I'm against it.
Why?
Because it doesn't give contestation. See, politics is about context. The moment you now begin to say, okay, I'm allotting this position to you, then it's an appointed post. It's no longer elective. It's appointed. In the course of this consensus arrangement, a lot of people that would have better than the candidate that emerged would have emerged. But now, what makes you think that I just said not be a better candidate to that?
But he said when he got there at 10 p.m., they gave him a phone that someone wants to speak with him, and it was the president.
And he said that
and the
man started by saying
SWA, by calling him his name and you know
his political name.
His political name, and they called him his just to calm him down. And that was it.
And so what I'm saying in essence, I am not an apostle of consensus candidates. Now, to your question,
if you are not an apostle of consensus candidates, yet he said that the free flow we had, in NBC is okay. Nobody.
Let us go to another. You have heard them. We took the most important aspect was the speech of Gowon, where Gowon tried to make his false accusation in his books and all the lies that Gowon is telling. And tomorrow, I think I will elaborate more on that. I'm going to use that again for tomorrow program. Hopefully, my brother Christian will be there so that we can be able to digest more on that very issue, because we will not allow these lies to fly. Any lie against our eternal leader, lies against our supreme leader, lies against our prime minister, we will tackle them and tackle them to the highest level. These lies must not allow to fly. We must not allow them to fly. Because if you don't respond to them, before you know it, the youth of the generation will begin to believe it to be the truth. So that is why it is important that we tackle some of these lies. Once we see them, we face them head on. We trash it, we face it, and we go after it immediately. So tomorrow we are going to still go back to that very, very, very aspect. You see, that's why I say the importance of going to their media. We go to their media and we pick the information that concerns us. Those information that concerns us, we pick them and we trash them and talk about it. Very important. So tomorrow, we are going to go into that tomorrow. We are going to do that tomorrow. By the grace of Chukwu, we will dive into that tomorrow and be able to trash